Welcome to T-Bone's Best of Roanoke show. Music, comedy, and conversation featuring HB, the Honey Badger.
Honey Badger don't care.
Now, on with the show.
This is Radio Free Roanoke, and this is episode 173. T-Bone's Best of Roanoke show. HB, the Honey Badger, is on special assignment, but our special guest, singer-songwriter, band leader, guitarist, more, Isaac Hadden, is here. Welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me, man.
You just flew in from Blacksburg, didn't you?
Yep.
Well, I know you just released an album.
Yeah.
I want to hear all about that, and then we're going to kind of get into a little background stuff as we close out. But the album's called The Glue.
The Glue, yes.
That's by the Isaac Hadden
Organ Trio.
Or in other words, IHOT.
Yes.
All right, tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is our first record. It's 8 tracks of original, like, funky fusion music. It's me and the organ players Bill Stevens and the drummers Yaji Hamden. And we have a ton of great special guests on there. We got some friends from Snarky Puppy. We have our friends Caitlin Kriska and Rebecca Todd, Daniel Serif, Jeff Vidal, Brevin Hamden, Ian Merrigan. Bill's wife plays flute on it. There's so many, I can't even name them all, but you'll have to check out the album to hear all the great solos and stuff. But yeah, we just released it on
2 days ago.
Yeah, Thursday, August 10th, and you know, I'm really just excited to have it out there. Thankful to see people seem to be digging it.
I bet they are. I've listened to 4 tracks. Dynamite.
Oh, nice.
And we'll get to that in a second. Let's see, Dirty Lies, The Glue.
Yeah.
And No Service. Nice instrumental. I like how you stuck like a little telephone operated radio voice in there.
Oh, yeah, that's actually Bill's sister, Becca, doing that, too.
That's a nice touch.
Thanks.
I wasn't expecting that.
The story behind that song was actually I came to the studio for this session and we would just kind of get up and workshop ideas. That was like the writing process, and like on the way down there my phone just totally crapped out on me. So I literally had to navigate my way down there just by like, you know, smell or whatever, and so we wrote this tune and we were like, what are we going to call it? And we were like, well, I mean, No Service, you know?
That's what was going on at the time.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, it's all very, very good. I saw you play at Parkway for the first time, Isaac, in July.
Oh, yeah.
And what a revelation.
Oh, man.
You guys were smooth, seamless. You got up there and sang, and it was so good.
Well, thanks, man.
So good. And then listening to the CD, it captures all that. Plus, the background vocals, they add a lot of punch, I thought. You got sax sprinkled in there. I like that.
Yeah.
And then on Dynamite, you got an instrument, a solo bassoon.
Yeah,
what is that?
So his name's Paul Hansen. He, I believe, lives out on the West Coast, but I've never heard anyone make a bassoon sound like that in my life, and that's one of my favorite tracks for that reason.
Well, I'm a little illiterate. What does that look like, a bassoon?
So, it's really similar to, like, you know, like it's kind of like a sort of, if you envision like a cross between a clarinet and a saxophone. It's usually like kind of bare wood, like a reed instrument with like a bunch of little buttons on the side that you finger to get different notes out of it. But yeah, it's really common in like chamber music. You don't really hear it a whole lot there's a handful of like jazz bassoonists, and you definitely don't really hear it a whole lot in kind of the world that we're in, but he just totally, Paul Hansen is his name, and he's just a master. He's got a bunch of music out on different streaming services and stuff too that's worth checking out. He's like a bassoon innovator.
The bassoon, the king.
Yeah.
All right. And how long did it take you guys to, from concept to release, get this album out there?
Man, so the tracking was actually really fast. Like, we would basically just get up at Bill, the organ player, owns a great studio in Winston-Salem called Ovation Sound, and he graciously let us use the space, and we would just go and pretty much just bang out, like, try to at least get like 2 tracks down. So the tracking itself actually took not a whole lot of time at all, because both Bill and Yaji are just like they've been doing like sessions for a long time, and like we didn't really need a ton of takes to get like what we needed. And then so we got all the rhythm section tracks down, and then we kind of were just like workshopping ideas like, well, we have all these amazing musical friends, who do we want to get to play on these tracks? So then that took a little bit, just like waiting on everybody to send us stuff. But we've been sitting on it probably it was probably finished, like final mixed down, shoot, I want to say in maybe like March or April. Okay. So it was, the whole thing came together really fast. We just were like, we had talked to like a couple of different record labels, and we're just trying to like really sort of plan out the release to just make it as successful as we could. So that's really what took the bulk of the time, was just all the like business.
And now it's out there. I bet it's a load off your shoulders.
Oh man, it feels so good. I didn't even know how good it would feel until I got it out, and I was like, yes,
freedom.
Right? Yeah, time to move on to number 2.
That's right. Well, let's dial it back just a little bit, just to fill in some things I'm curious about. You're a Southwest Virginia guy.
Yeah.
You were born and raised in Newport.
Mm-hmm. And
learned how to play guitar around age 5.
Yep.
Favorite cartoons or movies when you were growing up? Anything you remember?
Man, I used to like, this was more like kind of adolescent years. There was a show called Regular Show. That was a funny one. It was like about this like cartoon like blue jay and a raccoon that would like worked in like park maintenance, and they would just like do stupid stuff and go on like adventures to other dimensions and stuff. There was another one. I'm trying to remember. I liked all the Looney Tunes stuff a lot too. I was way into that. That especially when like I was younger.
The original or the?
Both. I would. Yeah, I had all of the originals on VHS, and then
nice.
they had the new version on Cartoon Network, and then. I'm trying to remember what else. I watched some Sesame Street. I watched some Mr. Rogers when I was real little.
Schoolhouse Rocks.
Yeah, I love some Schoolhouse Rock too. I had that all on VHS too.
Yeah, we got that too.
Yeah.
All right, very good. So then, during your high school years, you moved to Blacksburg.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you started getting up on stage and honing your craft. And you've played all over the Roanoke Valley.
Yeah.
You used to come up here a lot, or you still do, don't you?
Definitely. Yeah, well, I mean, I think I played, like, sat in with my first, like, Roanoke band. It was Goat, actually. I know Foster was on here earlier, but, yeah, John brought me up when I was, like, I think, like, the summer after 8th grade, and maybe even it's hard to remember, like, all the exact dates, but it was like a Rooster Walk after party, and that was like the first time kind of playing with Roanoke bands. And then I would just, anytime I was out seeing Foster play, he would call me up on stage, and then that just kind of started the the whole just kind of sitting in with everybody sort of thing.
I'll tell you a funny story. It was a few years ago. I guess it was pre-COVID. A friend and I and his wife were down at Big Lick Brewery.
Oh, yeah.
And Jared Stout was playing.
Yeah.
And they said, "Look at that guitar player." So it was you.
I played with Jared for a while. I had a band called One Eyed Jack, too, that was around in Blacksburg for a while. I really, like, once high school hit, I just started trying to play as much music as I possibly could. And,
how often you practice?
Man, I try to hit it every day. It's like sometimes, especially if I'm on the road for, like, multiple days at a time. I definitely play every day, whether it's like a deliberate like practice routine versus like playing a gig versus like writing music. It's like, it kind of depends on where my goals are, but I try to put in some time on the instrument every day.
If you looked at a map, Isaac, how far west, north, east, south have you toured? I know you do the triangle, Blacksburg. Asheville,
Oh yeah, that's the main one. But we've been down to, I think, South Carolina, and then all the way up to like we've gone out to like Tennessee. Mm-hmm. We're going up to like kind of the Mid-Atlantic, like up to Maryland this fall. But I'm trying to remember exactly. West Virginia for sure.
Really? Do you remember where? I'm from West Virginia.
Oh, I've played a lot around West Virginia. I played in Princeton I played with some people from Princeton for a minute.
County over.
And we just did this cool thing up in Fayetteville.
Yeah, next county over.
Oh, right on. Yeah. So we've made our way around, kind of like, I'm still in school at this point, so you can't like really be can't be like always flying everywhere cross country, but just trying to sort of like, I have a really awesome base of people here, and we're just trying to kind of grow outward from there.
Yeah, you are. All right, let's talk about school. You're a junior.
Yep, going into year number 3
at UNC Asheville.
Yep.
20 years old.
Yep.
What's your major?
It's jazz and contemporary music, and then a minor in arts management.
Have you ever seen the movie turn of century 2003, Jack Black's School of Rock?
Oh yeah.
Now, are your classes like that? Tell the truth. No one's listening. Just tell the truth.
Man, it's I didn't even think about that comparison, but it's honestly not the farthest off. It's pretty funny. It's like, we're playing more like jazz tunes than like AC/DC, but that is so funny. Yeah, it's similar for sure.
So, we're in the same sandbox.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. Now, if a lot of us have been to Asheville, of course, and it's a music city. If we came down to visit, or you had guests, and you live there now, where is a special place you might take them to eat?
Oh man, so there's a couple spots. Like, obviously downtown has some amazing spots that are kind of more touristy. Like Salsa's is great. I like Haywood Common in West Asheville a lot. There's a place called 9 Mile that's really good. But there's also my personal favorite. It's like, and more kind of on the cheaper side, which is helpful when you're in college. There's 2 like super great taco spots. There's one called Taqueria Munoz, which is, they're both like total hole in the wall, but like the best Mexican food you ever had. There's one called Taqueria Munoz, which is like 10 minutes from my house, and there's one called Taqueria Montserrat, which is like 2 minutes from my house. And it's like, nobody really speaks English. You gotta like dip into my high school Spanish a little bit to,
make things happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, very good. So there's several places down there, as I would expect. And then, as far as a place to see a show, is there any place you'd recommend to see a show down in Asheville?
Oh yeah, I love Salvage Station, Asheville Music Hall. The One Stop is a fun like late night hang. Those are, the One World Brewery is a cool one too. There's so many; they're all popping up, but I tend to kind of frequent those places the most.
When you guys play, you get into a groove. You ever hear of a guy, I saw him in Elmwood Park, Trombone Shorty?
Oh, yeah, I love Trombone Shorty.
Okay, saw him about 2 or 3 months, maybe 2 months ago. He held a note for about 5 minutes and 27 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. What would you say is the record for iHot's longest sustained jam?
We have a video out on YouTube of a song we played for like 25 minutes. I think we try to like, I mean, if it were up to me, we'd play forever. But we try to like, be conscious of like, making sure that
we get home by midnight.
Exactly, right. Yeah. So, probably like 25 or 30 minutes, and that's pushing it, but it's fun. It's fun for us.
Yeah, that's right. And it shows. It shows. You guys are so good up on stage. Now, let's see here. After you finish playing and things like that, you like go outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
You like swimming or hiking?
Oh yeah, I actually just got back from the beach on Thursday. That was really nice. But
which beach?
It was Myrtle Beach. It was like kind of on the north end. We were gonna go to Sunset, but the Airbnb didn't work out, and we found a spot in Myrtle. But it was great. Good
deal. And then you start school when? What day?
August 21st. So like next Monday, pretty much.
Next Monday. Okay. Do you make good grades?
I don't like to toot my own horn about my grades, but I haven't gotten anything under a B like the whole time I've since high school.
Good for you.
Thanks, man.
Good for you. You gotta have that education. It's a good foundation.
Oh yeah.
All right, you got a dog.
Yep.
What kind is it?
She's just a mutt. Her name's Basil.
Basil.
Yep.
How old is she?
She's getting up there. She's like, I think 12 or 13 now. She's starting to her legs are starting to kind of give out on her, but she's still happiest dog there was.
You got great parents, from what I can tell. They seem to be very supportive.
Oh, yeah.
My son said he's seen them with you and all that, and you've talked about them. They were not in a rock and roll band.
No, they followed the rock and roll band that was the Grateful Dead for, a really long time before they had me. They've been music fans for a long time.
All right, so you grew up with music.
Yeah.
Festivals?
Definitely.
Favorite one?
Ah, man. Hard to say. I would have to say, don't tell the other festivals, but I would have to. I've been to every single Floyd Fest since it started. That one's just a core memory for me.
Well, all right, hold that thought. There's an urban legend, and you can correct it right now. You attended Floyd Fest before you were even born.
It's true. Yep.
You were in your mama's womb. Right?
Yeah, I was almost born there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, right?
Hey, look.
Hey, right. Exactly.
He's got a guitar. Very nice. So anyway, your favorite one, you've been to all the Floyd Fest for the most part.
Yeah.
But your favorite one might be...
Oh, man, so Floyd Fest is a core memory for me. I like Rooster Walk a lot, too.
Yeah.
That one's just, the perfect size, and it's always been a great experience. I like to go to Red Wing a lot, too. I've never played it before because it's more kind of bluegrassy, folky stuff, but that's a fun one.
Which one's that?
Red Wing Roots.
Where's that?
It's up in, close to Charlottesville, near, kind of, I can't remember the name of the town. It's, around Charlottesville, Crozet area.
All right.
That's a fun one. Yeah, those are kind of the big three that I've always kind of loved.
And you still do those?
Yeah, definitely.
If you had to buy a ticket and you could fly anywhere, who would you go see?
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I just saw Herbie Hancock on Monday. I would give an arm to see that again. Or not on Monday, but it's been a few weeks ago, but
Herbie's getting up there. That's impressive.
Man, he was running around the stage. It was crazy. But I'd give an arm to see something like that again. Or if I could ever see the Dead play with Jerry again, I'd probably do that.
Sure.
But yeah, that's Herbie was probably one of the best live shows that I've ever seen.
Where did he perform?
It was at Peace Center in Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay. Very nice. All right. Well, we're going to get ready to close out here.
Cool.
I'm going to give you a chance to highlight anything about your new album that you haven't already. And by the way, are you the kind of guy that goes through old record stores and looks through vinyl? Because you seem to have a very nice knowledge of back musical history.
Yeah, I just got a record player a couple of years ago, but I've been really digging, just kind of building up a vinyl collection. But I've always just kind of really been into music history and just seeing kind of how things developed over time. And it's also just there's a lot of great stuff the farther you go back.
That's right. And you kind of make it your own as you guys do.
Exactly.
And pick and choose, and boy, you guys are so good. So keep doing what you're doing, but I'll let you have the last word and tell us about the CD or album, vinyl, where to get it. It's streaming on all platforms, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So you wrap it up in a bow, put it in a nice bow there.
Yeah. So go stream our album. It's called The Glue. We're on all the streaming platforms, on Spotify, Apple Music, all the major ones, and some of the weird smaller ones. We'll have CDs and vinyl available at our shows, so come see us if you want one. And be sure to hit us up on social media. Just search Isaac Hadden into the little search bar and it'll come up. But yeah, hit us up on there to just keep up with all the upcoming dates and see what's going on.
That's right. You got a show tonight, and then you got one in Blacksburg tomorrow, I think, right?
The Blacksburg show is actually on the 25th.
25th. Okay.
Yeah.
And you got to go back to school.
Yep.
All right, man. Be cool. Stay in school.
That's the plan.
Go get him, Tiger.
Appreciate it, man.
Great job.
Thanks for having me.
That's
man.
a
It's
wrap.
been fun.
Come on, y'all. You know the time is right. Let's get down with the groove. You know the music's out of sight. What it is, everybody, you dig where I'm coming from. This feeling hit me by surprise. I know I'm ready to have some fun. You know what this feeling hit me before I knew